So I just had that thing happen where I almost never check my comments. Um, but I went in and decided to check my comments and see what was there. And I just had that kind of thing happen where you see a comment in your notifications and then you click on it. I saw a comment and I wanted to do a video reply to that comment. And by the time I clicked on that comment, it was gone. The person who left the comment deleted it. But it still showed up in my notifications. And it was on a video where I was talking about, it was just like, we've gotten to the point where Trump supporters are basically saying, relative to Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump, they're either explaining it away entirely, or like Megyn Kelly did, they're saying that what Jeffrey Epstein did wasn't actually pedophilia. And thereby, if Donald Trump is found to have done the same things, like he was sued for by Katie Johnson, who had witness statements attached to her complaint, if Donald Trump is found to have done the same exact thing, then it's not really pedophilia, because the girls involved had already gone through puberty. First of all, how fucking gross is that? Minors are minors. There's no such thing as a barely legal minor. If they're a minor and you have sex with them and you're in your 50s, that's a crime. That's illegal. I don't care what they looked like. I don't care if they looked legal. I don't care if the person or perpetrator involved thought they were barely legal. That's a crime. But so I saw, it was like the second comment in my notifications that was I did a video talking about that, and I was like, of course MAGA has gotten to the point where they're saying, well, I mean, that kind of pedophilia really isn't that bad. They're really making the if there's grass on the field, play ball argument, and thinking that that's fine, and thinking that that is consistent with their own brand of Christianity and Christian ethics and morals. And so somebody had left a comment on that video. Their profile photo was a modified version of the American flag, and in the middle it said, "We are Charlie Kirk." And I looked at it, I wrote the comment down word for word, because I was like, the overarching point that I was making is that MAGA supporters won't and don't care if Donald Trump is guilty of all of the same things that Jeffrey Epstein is guilty of. They don't care. They don't care. Because MAGA Trump supporters don't give two shits about victims. They care about perpetrators. They care about the perpetrators if the perpetrators are Democrats, if they're on the left, or if they're an undocumented immigrant. That's how we got the Laken Riley Act, the legislation that was named, despite her family's objections. We got the Laken Riley Act passed through Congress and signed into law. Laken Riley is a young woman who was horrifically murdered. The Laken Riley Act does not exist because she was horrifically murdered. The Laken Riley Act exists because she was horrifically murdered by an undocumented immigrant. Republicans care about perpetrators. They don't give two shits about victims. And they only care about the perpetrators if they're a Democrat, if they're on the left, or if they're an undocumented immigrant. They don't care. if Donald Trump did exactly the same things that Jeffrey Epstein did, because Donald Trump is on their team. When Donald Trump's name appears 2,000 times in 20,000 pages of newly released Epstein documents that was released by House Republicans, we start to see the kinds of justifications that Megan Riley did the other night. But this Are Charlie Kirk commenter wrote the following: "It's not that we don't care. We don't believe it. We've watched the left accuse him of so many things that turned out to be false that we've just tuned it all out." First of all, name one thing that the left has accused Donald Trump of that turned out to be false. Name one fucking thing that turned out to be provably false. Donald Trump was indicted 91 times, 91 felony counts in 4 separate jurisdictions. Absolutely none of those charges have been proven false. The one case that did go to trial resulted in Donald Trump being convicted on all 34 felony counts that he was charged with in that case. Name one thing the left has accused Donald Trump of that has been proven to be false. Donald Trump has not been cleared of any of the things that he has been indicted for. Those cases were dropped when he was reelected in 2024 on the strength of the Supreme Court's immunity decision that came out on July 1st of 2024, 5 or 6 weeks after he had been convicted on those 34 felony counts. Name one thing that the left has accused Donald Trump of that has proven to be false. And I'm not talking about bullshit rumors like Donald Trump gave Bill Clinton a blowjob, which I really don't think ever occurred. I really don't think that happened. But it's fun to have something that we can laugh at. And it's fun to think that Donald Trump has spent the last 2 days, I'm sure, obsessing and fuming over the fact that half the country thinks that he sucked Bill Clinton's cock. I'm sure that's been driving Donald Trump absolutely crazy, because now half the country thinks he is, at best, bisexual or gay. The MAGA base is more concerned about the perception that Donald Trump is gay or bisexual than they are about the perception that Donald Trump had sex with children. They're justifying having sex with children. They're in a rage at the allegation that Donald Trump is either gay or bisexual. Name one thing, or you know, Ghislaine Maxwell had a horse named Bubba, so we have 2 Bubbas to pick from. Name one single thing that the left has credibly accused him of that had been proven to be false. He's a convicted felon. He's an adjudicated rapist. He tried to, through illegal means, overturn the 2020 election. He incited an insurrection at the Capitol on January 6, 2021. He was indicted 91 times, felonies, in 4 separate jurisdictions, including 35-ish felony violations of the Espionage Act for stealing classified documents and showing those documents to his golfing buddies who didn't have security clearances. Name one single fucking thing that the left has accused Donald Trump of that has been proven to be false. You can't do it.